So for whoever just joined, welcome. This is Federica, I'm part of the Doscity team, and it's my pleasure to welcoming you all to this live webinar. Today we have connected with the University of Latvia, and we have Zana. She is the head of student recruitment unit at the University of Latvia, and here to answer all the questions that you might have. Zana, I'll leave you the floor, and for all the questions, I just remain online.
Great, thank you. Thank you for having us today. I'm very, very happy to be here. It's almost 7 o'clock in Latvia, so welcome. And in this short hour, I will try to give you a short introduction about the University of Latvia and what do we have for international students. And I guess in the beginning, I will tell you a bit more about Latvia in overall. Where are we located, and what do we have, and what can we offer for our students? So I'll start to share my screen. Okay, I hope that you can see my presentation. Is everything fine, Federica?
Yes, we not see yes, now we can perfectly.
Okay, perfect. So as a proud graduate of the bachelor's and master's level degrees from the University of Latvia, so I'm very, very happy and proud to be here today and tell you about my university. I'm very, very excited to meet you all and to answer to all of the questions that you might have after the presentation. So let's begin. The short introduction about Latvia. We are located in the Northern Europe, which we are a part of 3 Baltic states. So on the top, you can see there is Estonia. In the middle, we are Latvia, and then below us, there is Lithuania. So we are 3 Baltic states. Very, very convenient international traffic with the airplanes. So we are located closer to the northern countries, Norway, Finland, as well as Sweden. So we are members of the European Union. We joined European Union in 2004, and actually we are very happy about this decision that was made by the government and also by the citizens of Latvia, because we had a referendum regarding this question whether should we join, and I'm happy that we joined because that give to our students and to people a lot more opportunities. Okay, facts about Latvia. So the capital city of Latvia is Riga. We have been ranked in different types of rankings. For such a small country as Latvia, we are very proud of that. We are recognized in the world in different kind of rankings. For example, doing business, we are ranked in 19 in the world. For the economical freedom, we are 32nd in the world and 17 in Europe. We have a lot of business start facilities in Latvia. This is the main key point for us because we are a small country, but we are very open and very eager to help and facilitate different startups, and we have business incubators in Latvia. So that's one thing that you could take into account, which is very good because in Latvia there is a law that foreigner can be a full owner of the company. So you do not need a local person here in Latvia to open your own company. So the foreigners can have a full ownership of the companies. Minimal salary is 500 euros per month. In average, it's about 1,100 euros, but I would rather say that really depends on the field that you are working in. For example, there is a huge lack of IT specialists in Latvia, so there could be the average salary for the IT specialist could be 3,000 euros per month. So depending on the field that you're working in. We have the largest airline in Baltic states, which is Air Baltics. That also gives this great advantage to travel all around the world because there is a very, very good flight connections. We have our own airplanes, and then, as I mentioned, we have our own airline in the Baltic states. So the thing that is very important nowadays that we have the fastest internet in Europe, which is very useful this time when everything due to COVID-19 everything went online. So we were able to adjust and to switch to the online studies for our students. So everything went very smoothly. And basically within one day, we were from the lectures within the classes, we were fully equipped and ready to continue the study process online. Education system in Latvia for foreigners, it's fully in English. It means that all the programs in Latvia that are offered from the universities are fully in English for international students. Majority of the international students comes from countries like Germany, UK, Sweden, and Finland. That is because we also offer full degrees in medicine. And actually, the medicine programs were the first ones that were open for international students in Latvia. This is why also that the majority students are coming for the medicine programs, and they are coming from Germany, UK, Sweden, and Finland. We have a practical orientation of education. That means that the majority of the programs are so-called professional degrees. It means that during your studies, you will have also implemented internships, which is a great opportunity because during your studies, you already get your first working experience exactly in the field that you're studying in. And this is very, very good because when after you graduate, you can tell your employee that, okay, I have my, if they're asking about your previous working experience, you can tell them that you already have a working experience in this specific field. We are working with innovative and educational project. That means we have a great support from the Ministry of Education as well as from the European Commission regarding different types of educational projects for the students, for the researchers, for our academic staff members. The fact that is also we should mention that we have worldwide recognized diplomas. So the universities of Latvia have been recognized in the world, and with our diploma, you can work in any country of the world. On-campus accommodation is available, which is actually very important because I know that there sometimes are difficulties for international students to get a place in the dormitories. That's not a problem in Latvia. We basically, the accommodation for international students is the priority because the local ones, they are local ones, they can easily find accommodation by themselves. For the international students, they have a specific procedure to apply for the dorms, and it's not a problem if you would like to live in the dormitories. Affordable tuition fees and moderate living costs. This part of the presentation will continue regarding the University of Latvia. I will tell you about the tuition fees in our university, and regarding the living costs in Riga, I will tell you a bit later as well. So all of the universities actively participate in different types of exchange programs. The most popular in European countries is Erasmus Plus, which is funded by the European Commission and gives a lot of opportunities to our students to go abroad, not only to the European universities, but as well as to other universities in the world, because each year we are writing a huge projects to the European Commission regarding the partnerships that we would like to create or we would like to continue. For example, University of Latvia has a great partnership with Chinese universities, as well as I know that we just received the funding also for the Brazil. That will be very, very interesting exchange destination for our students as well. We have double diploma programs with other countries, which basically means that you are studying a part of your program at the University of Latvia, and then afterwards you move to our partner university, and after the graduation you receive diplomas. One of them is from the one university and the other one is from the other university. Okay, so let's to the University of Latvia, the main topic of this webinar. As I mentioned in the beginning, I'm a proud graduate of the University of Latvia, and we do believe that we have an excellent place for bright minds. And in the few next minutes, I will try to explain you why it is so. A little bit about the history. So the University of Latvia was founded in 1919. So in 2019, we already celebrated our 100th anniversary, which was a little bit difficult because of the COVID-19, but still we had some celebrations and we were able to meet our alumni and the students. And since 1922, we proudly have our name, the University of Latvia. At the moment, we are the biggest national university in Latvia. We are a classical type university, and we are located in the capital city in Riga, right in the city center. Our main building is located. So about the numbers about the university. So 20% of all students in Latvia are students of our university. 45% 90% of the scientific research of Latvia is carried out at the University of Latvia, which is a great number. One thing that we are very proud of, that 96% of our graduates are fully employed right after the graduation. That means that when you graduate, you will not have any problems to find a job and successfully continue your career. We have more than 15,000 students in faculties, and about 1,000 are international students, from which about 600 are full degree students. So those students who are coming to the university to obtain full degree studies, and the rest of them are coming to us each year within the different types of exchange programs. International assessment, I guess this is a very important thing if we are talking about the worldwide recognized diplomas. So we are very happy that we have been ranked in Curious World Top University rankings. At the moment, we are among 3% of the top universities in the world. You can see here are the rankings are divided in different fields, so they are ranking different types of the activities carried out by the universities. Graduate employability rankings 2022, we are in the place 201 and 250, which is high level, or high rankings for us as we are such small country and the university comparing to other universities in the world. We have been ranked as well as in the World University rankings. We are members of AACSB. AACSB is a huge international accreditation association that deals with the accreditation of the business programs. At the moment, our Faculty of Business Management and Economics is actively working in order to get this international accreditation for the programs in the field of business. So hopefully in 2 years, we have also additional stamp of the quality, which will be accreditation from the AACSB. One thing that we are very proud of is that in 2021, the university for the 3rd year in a row received the highest rating from the employers of the business sector, which is actually as a confirmation that University of Latvia do the best business education. We are very proud of that. And below the slide, you can see some of the companies that we are closely working with. So these are just a small insight with kind of companies our students are going to do their traineeships, because we have signed agreements. So these companies approach the university when they are looking for new employees or trainees. So they approach the university and we announce this traineeship, and students can apply so that those traineeships can be paid. So it means the students are studying, working, and combining all this process together. What do we offer in field of studies? As I mentioned in the beginning, the University of Latvia is a classical university. So we have all these classical 3 branches of study fields. So humanities, social, and natural sciences, and from all these 3 fields, we do offer also programs for the international students. For a bachelor level, in Latvia, we are dividing programs into academic programs and professional degrees. The majority of the programs are professional degrees. That means that after when you graduate, you receive a full bachelor's degree plus a professional assessment in the specific field that you are studying in. So for the bachelor's degree, we have from field of humanities, we have philologies. These philologies also have sub-programs. So when student applies for the philology program, he also chooses the sub-program. So that could be one of the 3. It could be Russian philology, French philology, or German philology. We have interdisciplinary program, which is Asian studies. So this program mostly focuses on Eastern languages like Japanese. And students within the program also choose which direction they are more interested in. Cultural and social anthropology, that would be the program where you get this insight regarding how the society works and how the society makes their decisions within. So those who would be more interested in sociology programs, I could offer you cultural and social anthropology. Then the 4th program from the humanities, we have English, European languages, and business studies. Is the best intercultural studies, also humanities program, also languages, plus intercultural studies. From the social field, we have a computer science program, and there are 2 types of the computer science bachelor's degrees. So one of them is your typical computer science program. Your full studies will take place at the University of Latvia with a possibility to go for exchange for 1 semester or for 1 year. And then this year, we just recently opened or signed the agreement with the Lincoln University in UK for the double degree option. That means that students, when they apply, they will have two choices for the computer science. Is the standard computer science program and also this so-called double degree program with the Lincoln University. So it means when you apply for this double degree program, you will be spending part of the program you will be studying at the University of Latvia, and the other part of the program you will be studying in the Lincoln University. The biggest, I would say, advantage for choosing this type of the program is that you are paying tuition fee only to the University of Latvia. So it means that you are paying one price for 2 diplomas. After graduation, you receive a diploma from the University of Latvia, and the second diploma from the Lincoln University in UK. Brand new program, which we also opened this year, is geoinformatics. That would be interesting for those who are interested in the field of IT and also, so to say, environmental and geography part. Program biotechnology and bioengineering would be interesting for those who are interested in biology and plus engineering. That means that this program is also interdisciplinary. So we will have study courses from the field of biology as well as the engineering part. Then we have our typical business administration program. This program also allows the students to choose one of the sub-programs. For international students, we have open international business. So we will have a specialization in international business within the business administration program. Interdisciplinary program, international economics and commercial diplomacy, would be more interesting for those who are interested in international relations, international economic relations, or I know that some of the students who are studying in this program always said that they would like to work in the embassy. So this would be the program that could be very useful for you, because we prepare specialists exactly for the international relations and in the field of economics as well as the diplomacy. Industrial engineering management program, which is also interdisciplinary program. You will have courses from industrial engineering part as well as the management part. And then we have, for those from natural sciences, we have optometry study program. Yes, so I separated the slide because we also offer programs in medicine, and these programs are professional degree programs. They are not bachelors, they are more like a master level program. For example, our program of medicine, after the graduation, students receive a full medical doctor diploma. It means that you can already work as an overall practitioner. But if you are interested in some specific field, you are going straight to the residency, choosing to be, I don't know, surgeon or pediatrician. So depending on your choices. The same with our dentistry program. After the graduation, students receive a full diploma of the dentist. One thing about our dentistry program, as it's a professional degree, it means that the students have included also traineeships. And we at the University of Latvia, we built our own clinic for the new dentists. So it means that all students, international students, don't have to worry about where they're going to take their traineeships. So everything is happening on site at the university. For the master's degree, we also have so-called academic programs as well as the professional programs. From the field of humanities, we offer linguistics, literature, and regional cultural studies with the 4, so to say, sub-programs or specializations. One of them is Baltic Sea region studies. The second one is Germanic studies, Roman studies, and the Russian and Slavic studies. So it means when the students are applying for these programs, they already choose which of the sub-programs they would like to study for. We have also on master's level cultural and social anthropology. And for those who are interested in English philology, we have a full degree in English studies. For social science part, we have program European studies and economic diplomacy. That would be more interesting for students who are interested in international relations, and especially who are interested in European Commission policies and relations within the countries and then the European Union. We have international business with a specialization expert management. This program is a professional degree. So it means that during the study program, you will have implemented mandatory traineeships. And actually, I would like to emphasize on the fact that our students who has these mandatory traineeships, actually after the graduation, majority of them stays and works within these companies. And what is also important, that these traineeships can be done not only in the companies in Latvia, but as well as in companies abroad. So it means that there is this Erasmus program, which gives you a scholarship. So within the Erasmus program, you can use it also for the traineeship. You will receive a scholarship, you will continue your studies, and after that, you're coming back to the university, write your master's thesis and submit them and defend, and after the and you receive a diploma. A brand new program, which actually was required from the state of Latvia because of the lack of specialists. Within the COVID-19 situation, we saw that there is a lack of specialists in the field of epidemiology and medical statistics. This actually was a request from our government. They needed the specialists, so they asked us as a state university to prepare specialists within this field. So we opened a brand new program, which is epidemiology and medical statistics. We already received a lot of inquiries about this program because we can see that there is a lack of specialists in this field as well, not only in Latvia, but also in other countries. So this would be a very trendy program. Optometry, clinical optometry, it means that it is a professional degree. Brand new program is sports science, though that actually is very interesting. We see that, at least we see that it's very how to say, demanded from previous athletes. For example, they have finished their athletic career and they would like to get the additional education. So sports science could be one option for them to get the master's degree and work in the field as well, in the field of sports. So for the educational field, we have technological innovations and design for education and your typical education science. We also offer PhD degrees for international students, but PhD studies for international students are more or less based on the individual study plan, because there are not a lot of inquiries, and if somebody applies for, then in that case the students receive a full attention from his supervisor and studies and works on individual study basis or individual study plan. So yes, the most painful slide regarding the costs and living expenses. At the University of Latvia, we have only tuition paid study offers. So the tuition fee starts from 2,558 euros per year, depending on the study program. Because as I mentioned, we also offer medicine programs. Our medicine program, medical doctor program, costs 10,300 euros per year, and our dentistry program is 15,000 euros per year. The rest of the programs are within the range of 2,500 up to 4,000 euros, so depending on the study program. We have our own dormitories, and as I mentioned before, which is very important for the international students, we can guarantee a place in our dorms for our international applicants. It costs about 100 euros per month, depending on the room type. So if it's a triple room, it's 100 euros. If it's a double room, it's 150 euros. If it's a single room, then it's 270 euros per month. Public transportation for students with a discount is 16 euros per month, and the food and groceries about 150 to 200 euros per month. In average, we have so to say, calculated that living expenses for students in Riga are about 500 euros per month. But I would like to say that it really depends on the student. It really depends on the lifestyle they have used to live. Because in our dormitories, you have a fully equipped kitchen where you can cook your food by yourself. And of course, it will make your living expenses a lot smaller if you're cooking your food rather than eating in the cafes and taking just takeaways. So yes, that is regarding the costs. So the admission requirements for studies in Latvia. As mentioned in the previous slides, so all programs for international students are fully in English. This is why we require international certificate of English language level. We accept the most popular tests like IELTS, TOEFL, Cambridge. So depending on what you have, you can apply. If you don't have international certificate, you can always ask at the university regarding possibility to take the test provided by the University of Latvia. So it means if you don't have access to pass international testing, then you can apply and take the test provided by the university. So the minimum level to be eligible student of the university, you have to have at least B2 level for English. For IELTS, it's minimum 5.5, and for IELTS, I think it was 79. Grades of specific subjects from the transcript of records depending on the chosen study program. This is regarding bachelor level studies. So for example, if you are interested in our computer science program, we would be checking your grade in mathematics. It should be at least 60% of the maximum grade which you can receive at in your home country. For example, in Latvia, we have 10-point grading system. So to be eligible applicant for the study program, you would have to have at least 6. So this is why it's 60%. The same if you are interested in our medicine program, we would be checking your grade in biology and chemistry. Also, it has to be at least 60%. Business administration, we are also checking your grade in mathematics. And for the other programs, depending on the study field, for example, for our humanities program, we are looking only to your overall score. It should be also the overall score of your grade should be at least those 60%. For the master's degree, so your previous education should be in the similar field or in the same field that you are applying for, with an exception for some of the programs, because if the program is so-called the interdisciplinary, it means that there are combined different fields within the program. In that case, the students from different fields could be accepted as well. For one of our examples is our epidemiology and medical statistics. So it means that only students who has a medical background could apply for this program. It is basically open to all study fields if they are interested in. One thing is that at the admission, a part of the admission procedure would be that you would have to prepare and pass the entrance examination. This kind of entrance examinations we have for only 2 of the programs. This is it would be for the master's degree epidemiology and also for the European studies and economic diplomacy, because these 2 are interdisciplinary programs and they are accepting students with different types of the backgrounds of the studies. For the rest of the programs, we don't have entrance examination. Your admission will be based on 3 components. So your English language level, the grades from your previous education, and mandatory interview, which will be conducted by the corresponding faculty or by the admission team. So it depends on the faculty level. We have 1 basic intake that takes place from January till July. So it's open now. Everything is done online, so all of the documents are submitted in our online admission system. You are applying there, you are filling in your application form, you are submitting all your education documents, your English language certificate, your CV if it's required by the admission. For the admission, and everything is done online. You are receiving your first review, then you are invited to participate in the interview, and then afterwards, when everything is finished, you receive your official acceptance letter. International opportunities. is thing that gave us, it was given for us by the becoming a part of or becoming a member state of the European Union, is the Erasmus Plus program, which is a huge exchange program funded by the European Commission, and it gives our students opportunity to go abroad for 1 semester or for 1 year to our partner universities with whom we have signed cooperation agreements. Within the Erasmus program, students receive a scholarship to cover their living expenses. And when they come back from exchange studies, all the credits they passed in our partner university are transferred to their program at the University of Latvia, and they continue studies with the same group that they they started their studies. Then there is, we are members of the ISEP network, so that gives our students opportunity to go to our partner universities in USA with also not exactly a granted scholarship, but still they are covering their living expenses in USA. And the great part, of course, of the exchange programs is that you are not paying tuition fee at the host universities. You're paying tuition fee only to the University of Latvia. Additionally, we have a great amount of partners within the international cooperation. We are members of different international organizations and networks, which also gives our students opportunity to participate in different types of education projects, summer schools, winter schools. So it gives a lot of opportunities. And the thing which I already told you about the computer science, we also have so-called double diploma programs. So about the computer science program in Lincoln University, I already told you when I was telling you about the bachelor degree programs. And additionally, we have 2 double degree programs. One of them is international business, master international business. We have signed agreement with UPET's University in Paris. So it means our students are going there for 1 semester. And when they successfully graduate, they receive 2 diplomas. One of them is from the University of Latvia and the other one is from the University in Paris. The great thing is that you are paying tuition fee only to the University of Latvia, but after the graduation, you get 2 diplomas. And the same we have within the field of international relations. We have for our European studies program, we have double degree program in Germany and in Slovakia. Scholarships and grants. So starting from the 2nd study year, students can get state scholarship, which is given not by the university. The scholarship is given by the state of Latvia, and it is 500 euros per month. So basically it is enough to cover your living expenses. But actually some of my students already told me that they are paying from the scholarship also the tuition fee. So they cover their living expenses. They can cover their living expenses. Plus additionally, they're paying the tuition fee from the scholarship. As I mentioned, the scholarship is given by the state of Latvia, so it is given based on the competition. And so in order to get the scholarship, you need to have a good grade. You will have to submit 2 recommendation letters from the university and prepare a very good motivation letter. So studies for studies, but you have to do something also in your free time. So we offer a wide range of extracurricular activities. We have our own sports center where students can join our different sport teams like basketball, football, or they can also actively continue their individual sports. We have different types of dancing groups, choirs, international cultural institutes, and as well as we have our own career center at the university that helps students with their traineeships, that helps them with their job applications and everything that is necessary. Yes, at the university. So we also have our business incubator, and the business incubator is a place where students come with their business ideas and develop them into competitive companies. I would like to emphasize on the fact that this opportunity is available not only to the students from the Faculty of Business, but it is available to all of the students of the university. I know the cases when somebody from the Faculty of Biology came to the business incubator and developed their business idea. They actually made food wrapping paper from beeswax, which is very ecological, so very green, and actually they are selling very well at this point. So the participation is free of charge. Students get additional seminars and workshops on entrepreneurship, on the legal system, and also guest lectures from our partners. Every year we have a competition which is held for all applicants that applied for the business incubator, and the best business idea receives grant for the future development of these business ideas. So in the picture you can see last year's winners. So the best team get 5,000 euros, the second place get 3,500 euros to develop their business ideas even further. Working while studying, so it's very important for the international students as well. When they apply for studies at the universities, when they get accepted for studies, they are also applying for a temporary residence permit. And with this temporary residence permit, bachelor level students can work up to 20 hours per week, which is a part-time job, and masters and PhD students can work up to 40 hours per week, which is a full-time job. So the bachelor level classes takes place during weekdays, from the morning till approximately 6 o'clock in the evening, but they are taking place like 3 days per working week. So it means that 2 days you still have free when you can find a job and get some additional money. For masters and PhD level students, lectures takes place in the evening. So it means that the students have a free the beginning of the day, so they can actually find a job and work a full time. At the end of our presentation, I would like to introduce to you to new academic center in Riga. We are building our new campus of the university. And in 2016, the first building was open. We opened our House of Natural Sciences. And in this building, there are located faculties of medicine, chemistry, physics, and geography. In 2019, the next building, the second building was open, which is the House of Science. There are located the majority of scientific institutes and also a part of the Faculty of Medicine. And in 2023, we are hoping to open the third building of the faculties, which will be House of Letters. In this building will be located all faculties of social sciences and humanities. And in the future, the new student dormitories, our own additional sport complex for the students will be included in the new campus. And a great fact is that all of these buildings will be connected within the underground tunnels. So basically students can easily transfer them from one building to another building, and they will not have to leave the building itself. So if you know where Latvia is located, you will know that we have also winters, so with snow and a bit of the cold. So it will be very convenient for students to use this underground. Okay, so I would like to show you also a short video of the university, and then afterwards we can continue with the questions.
We cannot see the video.
Okay, one sec.
Perfect. In the meantime, I wanted to thank everybody for their question. Keep writing them into the Q&A box, and we are shortly going to answer them live.
Okay, and I will try to again share my screen with the video. Okay, how about now?
Perfect.
See the video?
So yes, now,
okay,
yes,
great.
great. Perfect. So thank you so much for your presentation. And as anticipated, we are now ready to answer all questions that you might have. So one of the questions that lots of students asked was actually about opportunity to inquiries for like scholarship or like tuition fee waiver. And the question is actually if they need to submit a specific application or if they can just submit one application for the program and the scholarships.
Okay, so as in my presentation, it was marked that starting from the second study year, it means that students have to finish at least 1 year at the university, and then afterwards they can apply for the state scholarship program. Master degree students can apply already from the first year, but the application system for the state scholarship is open till the 1st of April. So it's already finished. Nevertheless, if they apply for a study starting from the next year, they can apply for the state scholarship program. But the main thing is that you need to finish at least 1 year at the university, and then afterwards you can apply for the scholarship.
Thank you so much. So another question that student had is like, actually, how is life in Latvia? If it's easier to travel across Europe? And also one question is if students will be okay with their English or if they need to learn the local language.
Okay, so let's start with how it is the life in Latvia. So I would rather say that Latvia is a great place, especially for the students, because we are a small country. Nevertheless, we are a very safe country, and that's the thing that our students have noticed. The international students, they are not afraid to go outside. They are not afraid to travel in Latvia. They are not afraid to go outside in the evening. So that's not a problem. If you are a student in Latvia. As well as the great fact is that in Latvia, basically 90% of the inhabitants speaks at least 3 languages. So it's our national language, which is Latvian, then English, and of course there are a lot of people who speaks also Russian language. So it's very convenient and easy to live in Latvia because you will always have somebody who speaks the language you prefer. It's English or if you have learned Latvian language, that's great. Nevertheless, within the study program, you will have implemented Latvian language course, which is a mandatory part of the program required by the Ministry of Education. So you will have this opportunity to learn Latvian language, at least to say hello, how are you? So you'll have this basic knowledge within the program provided.
Perfect, thank you. So we have a question from Vanessa. You also mentioned that you had medical programs so that are different than the one that you do bachelor and master program. So someone is asking, it says actually will be in June, will be in Latvia. So he's asking if it's possible to do like a tour of the university. And so I don't know if, like, for example, they can reach out to someone and they can show the campus around. And also, if it's possible to start applying for this medical program, even if she still has a year to go.
So let's start with the tour. So yes, of course, it's possible. If you fill in the landing page, then afterwards, please, I think that there was a section comment, so you can leave the comment that you would like to visit also the university. It's not a problem. We can organize a tour at the campus also in June. So actually the university is working the whole year. The other thing is that academic staff members are on vacations during the summertime, but basically all the administrative employees are working the whole year. So that's not a problem to organize a tour at the campus. Regarding the application, I think it's not necessary to apply if you still have 1 year to study. So you can leave the contact details. We can send you the information regarding the, I don't know, maybe something new, maybe something will change with the state scholarship, and they will allow to apply even earlier rather than only starting from the second year. But I don't think it's necessary to apply now if you still have 1 year to finish.
Perfect. So there is time. Of course, you can actually, one thing that's good to mention is after this event, we're going to share with you an email that will contain the contact details and the recording of the event. So in case, you know, you have any further question, you can reach out to the team. Questions about after graduating. So a couple of students are asking us if it's possible to stay in Latvia, or maybe if you can share with us some experience of maybe alumni, and then if the university provides some help in finding a job after graduating.
Okay, so the first thing is that when you are a student of the University of Latvia, you are receiving so-called temporary residence permit as a student, and after the graduation, the bachelor level students can stay in Latvia for additional 4 months. This is a time for them in order to find a job or apply for the master's degree, so for the next level studies. PhD and master level students can stay in Latvia for additional 9 months because the master level can apply for PhD, and PhD admission takes place a little bit for a longer period rather than during the summertime. So they have 9 months in order to apply for the next level or to find a job. In my presentation, I also mentioned that at the University of Latvia, we have our own career center. So that's a place where our students are approaching when they're looking for a job or when they're looking for traineeship places, because Career Center has a huge database. So the companies are approaching the university regarding the opening spots. They are proposing their vacancies to our students. So within my experience, international students, if they're active and they really want to find a job in Latvia, it's not a problem. We have a lot of international companies. That's the one thing. The second thing is that, as I mentioned in my presentation, we are thinking to becoming the startup center in Europe. So we're hoping that we will be able to do it. So this is why we have this different type of law regarding the ownership of the companies. So it means that the foreigner can open their company in Latvia without any problems, because I know in other companies you need to have somebody local one to be a co-partner of this company in order to establish or register your company. In Latvia, you can be a full owner of the company even though you are a foreigner, and that's also is a thing that our students are using. The second thing that our students are actively using is our business incubator, because that's a place where you can mingle with the people from business sector, not only from the business sector, from different companies, where you can get your connections to find a job or to get those traineeships as well. So there are a lot of opportunities starting from the career center and business incubator, and of course within the lectures we have so-called practical assignments together with the companies. So the students also get connections within the study process. They're meeting people from the business sector, they're meeting people from the IT sector. If you are a student of the medical program, you will have your traineeships in our hospitals. You will have your traineeship in our dentistry clinic, which was built for the dentistry students. So you will meet the doctors. So it's not a problem for the international students to find a job if you really want to find a job. I don't think it shouldn't be any problem.
Thank you. Ariana has a question regarding master degree. They're asking if you also have double degree for master programs.
Yes, so the double degree programs, we have 3 signed agreements at this point. We have Bachelor's Computer Science with the Lincoln University in UK. And for the master's degree, we have double diploma programs for the 2 programs of master's degree. One of them is our Master International Business. We have double degree program in Paris, in France. And the second master level program is European Studies and Economic Diplomacy. We have a double degree program in Germany in Freie Universität Berlin, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, in Germany, and with the Comenius University of Economics in Bratislava in Slovakia. So there are 2 universities actually for the European Studies and Economic Diplomacy program. You have 2 universities where you could go for double degree.
Perfect, thank you. Actually, so before you mentioned to Vanessa that was interested in putting an application through, let's see, a little bit before ahead of time. So they're asking us, how long in advance do you believe someone should put an application through? And then if there are any sort of specific dates to apply, so any sort of like deadlines that is good to mention and document that are needed.
Of course. So during my presentation, I mentioned that we have only one base study intake, or the admission time. So from January, each year from January till beginning of July, our online application system is open, and that is actually the time when you should submit your documents, fill in the application forms. As we start our marketing activities already somewhere in October and also in the January, if somebody is asking me when should I fill in my application form or submit the documents, of course, at the point of January, you can only fill in your application form by giving us the information that you would like to study at the university, because the majority of you have not finished secondary schools or received your bachelor's diplomas. For the full admission procedure, you will need also the documents from your previous education. So the first thing is that in January, you can fill in the application form. By that, you are informing us that you would like to study at the university. And then afterwards, to this application form, you can submit all the necessary documents. So as soon as you receive your secondary education diploma or your bachelor's diploma, you can add it to the system. And then actually the admission procedure starts when we have these documents to which we can base the admission procedure. But you can be in contact with us, with the university, regarding your wish to study at the university. We will give you all the information or all the tips that you need to know regarding the admission procedure, regarding the documents. So everything can be done within the year. But the admission process starts when you have your full document package, when you have finished your previous education. So, for example, the secondary education or the bachelor's or master's degree.
Perfect, thank you. Susan, so just says that I'm a third year of studying medicine in Egypt, very excited about thinking about studying in Latvia. So I'd like to know more about the postgraduate medical training, interested in work as a general practitioner. So in terms of like training.
Okay, so we are talking about the residency, if I understand correctly, because medicine is such a specific field, because I always have to emphasize on the fact that in Latvia we have this overall medicine degree. So it means it is compared to the master level. When you finish in Latvia the medical program, you have a full MD diploma, and then you go straight up to the residency. If the question is related to the residency, then there are some spots also for international students, but the availability really depends on the overall applications that we receive, because there are limited places in our hospitals. So it really depends also on the specialization that you would like to apply for.
Thank you. Brian, so he's asking, so I'm writing from South America. So if I'm interested in a master's degree, are the rules for application changing? So I probably guess in terms of like the transcript of record, is there some sort of chart that they can check on the website? Is there any office that maybe can help international students?
Yes, of course. So as Federico also mentioned, you will receive the full information regarding the follow-up email with the contact details. You can always contact me. I will help you with all the questions regarding the admission procedure, regarding the documents that are required. Nevertheless, we accept all types of the documents. One thing is that they should be translated in English if the original language for the documents is not English, they should be translated in English. Then all of the documents that we receive regarding the education are sent to Latvian state agency that deals with the recognition of the previous education. It means that one of the admission steps is that we gather the documents, we check, are you eligible for studies at the university? So it means that we check, do you have those 60%? What are your previous degree name, or etc., or English language level? And all the documents are sent to the state agency, and they check the equivalent level from your country to our country. So sometimes I know, for example, in India, we had cases when their bachelor degree is like a first level higher education in Latvia. So it's not a full bachelor degree. And in that case, you cannot apply for the master's degree. So you need additionally finish full bachelor cycle in order to be eligible for master's degree. So this is done by the state agency. They deals with that part. And then afterwards, when we receive the final decision from them, we can issue the official acceptance letter from the university.
Perfect, thank you. Ariana, so questions regarding double degree. So we mentioned that there are, of course, some agreement in place, bachelor and master's level. In particular, they're asking us if there is a difference in terms of pricing, and if it's possible to have the Erasmus option also for the double degree. So you mentioned during the presentation about the Erasmus project, if it's possible also to apply for these programs.
Okay, so there is no tuition fee difference for the master's degree programs, so the European Studies and the International Business programs. If you would like to also participate in the double degree program, the tuition fee remains the same. For the Lincoln University, for the computer science program, yes, there is a difference. For example, our base computer science program tuition fee is 2,900 euros per year, but if you would like to be a part of this double diploma program with the Lincoln University, then it's 4,000 euros per year. In that program, yes, there is a difference, but for the master level program, there is no difference. If you're talking about the Erasmus program combining with a double degree for the Lincoln University in UK, this will not be applicable because UK is no longer a member state of the European Union, so they are not participating in the Erasmus program. But for the master programs, yes, we do use Erasmus scholarship program for our students who are going there for double degree program to ease up their living expenses with the scholarship from the Erasmus.
Perfect. Talking about the different programs, so you mentioned in your presentation very well, you explained all the bachelor and master. So if someone is interested in something along the line of education and teaching, is there any sort of program that you could recommend?
Yes, but in that case, we are talking about the master's degree, because for the bachelor's degree, unfortunately, there are no programs for international students, but for master's level, we have educational sciences, and the other program is technological innovations and designs for education. So there are two programs for those who would be interested in educational field, as well as in PhD level, we have educational management program.
Perfect. You actually anticipated one of the questions that we received from Luis. So Luis is writing us from Brazil and is asking about PhD. So we are mainly focusing on master and bachelor during this webinar, but maybe if you can just spend a couple of words on how does it work for someone who's interested into applying for a PhD.
Okay, so in order to apply for a PhD, of course, you need to have a master's degree. Finished master's diploma. The application deadlines for PhD level is a bit longer rather than bachelor's and master's, because the final decision regarding the admission is done somewhere at the end of the August, and study starts from the October. So it means the system is open from January about till the middle of August. When you apply for PhD, you are also submitting your provisional research plan, or at least research topic. So you need to know what exactly you would like to on what will be focused your research within the PhD program. From the University of Latvia, as I mentioned during the presentation, I think that I mentioned that PhD level programs for international students mostly are based on individual study plan. It means that you will be closely working with your supervisor, which will be provided by the university. You will have individual studies, you will have individual courses, separate courses, and then you will be mainly focusing on your research part of the PhD studies. But it's possible. It's the programs are open. We have, I think in total we have 8 programs for PhD level. We have natural sciences, we have business and economics, we have law. I think, yes, this year we also open our law PhD program, and humanities and history and philosophy. So there are natural sciences has sub-programs. So chemistry, biology, and I think it was physics. So there are sub-programs of the PhD in natural sciences, and two sub-programs also for the business and economics are, sorry, not business and economics, but management and economics, because one of the sub-programs of the PhD level is also educational management. So that would be interesting for those who are coming from the educational background. So teachers or masters of education, they could apply for education management program, PhD level.
Perfect. So we're coming towards the end of our presentation, and I wanted to thank you for your time and all of you actually for all of your valuable questions. So as mentioned, we will be sending you an email after these events, which contains useful information about the University of Latvia. There's an email address, so in case you want to reach out and if you have any further question. So I wanted to ask if there was anything else that you wanted to add, since we're just about to end, and you did a great job trying to tell us more about the University of Latvia in an hour. Is very hard to try to summarize. You did amazingly well, but if there is anything else that you feel like you wanted to add.
Yes, so I would like to say thank you for all of the participants, because actually 1 hour is quite a long time to listen to something. So thank you for the attention and all of the questions that you asked, and I will be more than happy to answer to additional questions if you have. Welcome to the University of Latvia, and we really believe that we have an excellent place for bright minds, so join us.
Perfect. So thank you so much. Thanks for your time, and we look forward to seeing you soon at the next live webinar. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.
You too. Bye.